All right, hello and welcome. You know how it is. We are here on Terraforming Mars Solo Challenge, trying to push the envelope for what good games can be. Though this new patch is a little unstable, I have to say. Unstable in that it's not really giving me everything I need it to in terms of card actions working the way that they are planned. But hey, this is a pretty interesting start. We can kind of get some early heat production right out the gate with a couple of preludes that I wouldn't normally take in competitive play, but in solo, these are definitely some hot lads. Then you get extractor balloons tied to dirigibles. Huge win, right? You get free floaters the whole game. So we have a decent heat start plus Venus infrastructure. Throw in a quick microbe game for oxygen. And like, damn, you could be into something. Even worms, because I'm looking at taking Inventrix, can be played at 2% instead of 4%. That's interesting. Lichen we could play. And then all of these terraforming cards. I mean, if we get something like something that requires oceans, I mean, bam, we got all the oceans in hand. So $24, pretty expensive draft. That's okay. Plus we'll take a card and then that heat, and then we get 3 more cards. Yeah. Am I crazy? One, two. Oh, okay. They weren't loaded in. I don't know. I opened it too quickly. I was like, where are my cards? So Electro Catapult needs energy. We don't have that. Pets, not so hot. And then Ecological Zone. I bought Ecological Zone. No, I got Ecological Zone from the ocean placement. And then Power Plant does give us an energy, which paired with Electro Catapult is pretty sick. Because we have a heat or a plant. We need a plant or a steel to give to it, and we do have one here. So let's just do Extractor Balloon. The only thing I'm concerned about is if I do Extractor Balloon, I won't have enough money for Electro Catapult next turn. So instead we're going to do Dirigibles, and Dirigibles is going to put onto itself, and I'm going to get the energy now. And that way, next turn, we get Electro Catapult, we start selling that steel that we have coming in, and I can start stacking dirigibles, which is $3 per turn, towards getting extractor balloons. And once we have extractor balloons built, we can use dirigibles to power that up, but right now we need economy more than we need terraforming. We have a lot of heat income, so let's have the government help us push heat, which is counterintuitive, but it's going to get us up to this first heat income very quickly. Farming and all that, don't need it. Imported nitrogen, I do love a animal and microbe thing, and we could actually play it relatively early if we want to settle for half-point animals and microbes to do oxygen. Investment loan is not really good in solo this early unless you have a rebate, discount, what have you. Like, losing a production and spending $6 to do so, $3 to buy it, it nets you $4, and you lose your income. I could be persuaded that a science tag is good, but at this point I'm not willing to put ourselves off the path any further. So let's get Electro Catapult because we can afford it because we didn't buy too many cards. Let us sell a steel, and because I can't get my floater card, we'll just add another floater. 24 heat is 2 steps away, but I can still play Lichen early. I certainly don't have to. A couple reasons to hold back would be if I wanted to play it after Ecological Zone, or if I want to just save money for Extractor Balloons sooner rather than later. I think Extractor Balloons is more of an income push than Lichen, but hey, we'll see what happens. Also, Regolith and Worms go together, so we have a few things that are going to line up here in a moment. Let's just hold our cash once again. The extra $7 we have coming in by selling the steel is not to be laughed at. And then look at this. More microbes, which could be an oxygen bump. Energy if I need it. And then nice wiggle wiggle room here on the floaters. I like that. That gives us a lot of flexibility. Our heat bump gives us the heat income. We sell a steel and bam, we're back into the cash. I'm cash strapped, so instead of using dirigibles to power up the terraform, I'm going to put one more floater on it and just get a really cheap dirigibles played and start pushing Venus there. Again, I have enough for Lycan. Again, I'm questioning whether I want it before Regolith Eaters or anything else. I guess I could have held my floater for something else, but I don't know. Let's just play it. We have the money. Let's invest. Going into Gen 4, it's nice to have a plant income. And once again, one last time, let's push heat and get us on the precipice of one more heat income. We love that. Cheap Venus stuff. Double TR helps us get to our 63 TR goal as one of our terraforming metrics. And a cheap city would be nice, but it's too early, and I'm already grabbing too many cards. So let's get that heat income. Let's sell. Let's keep firing up extractor balloons at this point. Again, the way I see it is, for us, a floater is worth $3 towards a Venus tag specifically, or it's worth 1/2 of a Venus bump. And 1/2 of a Venus bump is worth about $7. And that $7 is even more restricted because it has to be a Venus bump. It can't be any other thing, whereas Venus tags, there are more than one Venus card. But I need to push Venus to win the game. So I'm okay that that's locked in for that purpose. Regolith Eaters, I'm looking at you. Artificial photosynthesis for some energy is also quite nice. Those are the two things I'm looking the closest at. My money just never seems to be right. And what I mean by that is if I spend $12, $13, or $20, I'm still only getting to play one card. I like Regolith Eaters because it allows me to play Venus Soils very quickly. But just grabbing Artificial Photosynthesis and letting that energy spin into heat, I actually think is a much more flexible grab, especially because I might end up needing the energy. I don't think one more plant income matters to me that much. But I'd still like Regolith Eaters, Venus Soils, all that to come in. Getting Ecological Zone first. Again, I didn't buy this card. I got it for free, so I'm just trying to see if there's a way to work with it. Like, it would be nice, but I'm not going to hold off on playing these tags just because of this half-point opportunity. So again, we have $8. It is what it is. Let's take a quick stab at Oxygen. Getting to 4% opens up worms. Topsoil Contract, Viral Enhancers. We got some freaking microbe synergy, baby. Let's go. $1 every time we make a microbe, and we can get extra microbes or plants and stuff from green tags. Both of these all the way, 100%. Especially because I'm thinking of playing something like Regolith Eaters, like hot damn. I think we just pause every... Oh, I didn't do my Gen 4 audit. Gen 4 audit, how are we doing? We got 5 TR over the baseline of 14. No money income, but this one steel is actually worth $7 because we're selling it every round. So 5 plus 7 is 12. That's the low end of income. You could say that we have $3 per turn in floaters, but we really don't because I'm using it for Venus bumping. But where we're strong is the fact that we have Venus bumps, is the fact that we have 6 energy and 6 heat and 2 energy, and then that plant income. So we're weak economically, but really strong terraforming wise. And we knew that ever since we picked these first couple preludes, that we were hedging in a pretty cool way. The fact that we just got a microbe synergy just means that we can go that much further this game. This is not a great grab right now because I'm going to be 1 plant short. But there's nothing else. Oh, wait, no, I might not be because I can still sell. Card type. So, I mean, again, I could Topsoil Contract. doesn't actually give me what I want. Because I can't play Regolith Eaters yet. But that's okay. Honestly, I think we just play it. And again, our money just isn't quite right. I could sell 2 cards. I'd rather not. And I don't need a Venus discount. Yeah, we're going to extractor balloons. Load this up for next turn. And basically, where we're at right now is next turn, I'm going to get to put down a Greenery, which is awesome. I'm going to get to put down a Regolith Eaters, which is going to start making me dollars every time I put microbes on it. Regolith Eaters is a 3rd micro tag, so Worms is now worth 2, as long as I get an extra oxygen, which I will from that Greenery. And then Venus Soils, if I get these microbes, that's worth money. It's like a whole thing, man. It's a whole thing. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be cool. I think that if I'm going to be placing a Greenery, the big question is where am I going to place that Greenery? And usually I go for the 3 plant or 3 card draw. So, all things considered, I think the government should help us with oceans. Despite the fact that we already are decent with oceans, getting 1 more ocean here will give us better adjacencies. Alright, heat bumps from this are interesting. Venus Magnetizer is normally a power card in terms of terraforming Venus. I don't know that I need it between these 2 Venus bumps and this Venus bump, and then I might be able to functionally use extractor balloons like 6 times. Venus Magnetizer would be great. It would add to that, but I don't have the energy. I could find the energy. Buying this card would be hedging our bets that we're not going to get more floater stuff. Because right now, even getting like this Venus card before playing this event means I would get more Venus floaters. Yeah, I think we take Big Asteroid because that titanium rebate is pretty huge. I'm not going to worry about Business Network, and I'm not going to hedge for Venus Magnetizer. Is that true? I keep saying that out loud, and then I'm like, nah, dude. Just take it. Just in case. Just take it. So there's a heat bump, which is lovely. Then we sell a steel, which is lovely. Then we push our... Then we push extractor balloons. And then the big question is, what is the order of operations here? Do I buy a convoy from Europa first? And I think the answer is yes, because I'd rather maximize adjacencies. And then, do I play Ecological Zone before any plant or animal tags? The answer is maybe, but I can still play Regolith Eaters right now, which can enhance for a microbe instead of a plant, which again also gives me an extra $1. And then worms, right? And then worms. And then I Regolith Eaters for $1. Yeah, I think that works out really well. So now we have the plant income up, and next turn we can do Ecological Zone, Venus Soils, Noctis Farming, and have a grand old time. On top of that, we picked up Lake Marineris. So Lake Marineris, Towing Comet, Giant Ice Asteroid, that's 5 more oceans, plus the freebie from the track. We have all the oceans covered. It's just a matter of having enough money to play everything. So, I don't want help with the Venus track because I want that free card. So let's take 1 oxygen and media group and solar power. Damn. Yep. Want that. Rebates on events and then cheap energy. Love it. Never gonna list it. So here we sell a steel. We add floaters. We push the floaters. We have the microbes as well, so we push the microbes. And yeah, I mean, look at that, Giant Solar Shade. It's good. It's too bad that I bought Venus Magnetizer because I ended up getting a big terraforming card. It's too bad. It does mean that I could use Atmos Scoop for heat bumps instead of Venus bumps, which is interesting. I still think I want to play the ecological zone so I can make sure I'm getting the value. Ooh, do I want to enhance this for an extra point or 2 plants? I'm actually going to do 2 plants here because that gets me a greenery a little bit earlier. And that extra couple bucks... For some reason, I thought it was important. Maybe it's not important. Because I could have just Noctis farming. Still, things like imported GHG for heat income would be nice. So, like, I can media group. And then I can... If I solar wind power, I'm $1 short. But still, I think I do that. And then the question is, what am I willing to sell for $1? I've gotten a lot of cards for free. Meltworks, I actually don't want to use. I'm not so rich on heat. In fact, I'm trying to invest in more. So, I think that we can sell Meltworks. I mean, I even could sell Venus Magnetizer, but there's still a world where we get value out of that card. And yeah, there you go. Venusian Soils, I think, is the next one I want to play. It's a Venus bump. It comes with some plant income. I'm going to get some help on the heat track. Space Event is good. Floater stuff could be good. Like, that could... I could spend $2 per turn pushing on extractor balloons. Jetstream Microscrapers is another one that we could invest in. I don't have titanium, and I think Venus is okay at this point. Strip Mine, again, big question. It uses a lot of energy, which is kind of a premium for me right now. And I'd rather get plants and microbes, but I don't have so many coming in that I don't value Strip Mine. So perhaps we take it. We'll do a couple bumps. Strip Mine. I'm looking at you, guy. It's just such a bigger economic driver for us than, like, Venusian Soils, right? Like, Venusian Soils is just not able to compete with that level of output. So Extractor Balloons has to put on itself. Hopefully that's the last time Extractor Balloons has to put on itself, either because we use Floating Habs or Atmoscoop or other things to keep it loaded. And yeah, we have a ton of heat, so I think the government needs to balance us out with some help on Venus. Again, I want to not do oceans because we're going to get a lot of ocean support. I don't want to do oxygen and miss out on the freebie. Restricted Area is a pretty great card generator, I have to say. Cards can make your game very efficient. In terms of the here and now, I'd really like to play a card like Towing a Comet. I guess the heat's kind of done too. Like, I don't know. I feel like we're so far ahead on the terraform right now that it's hard to figure out what we're doing. I guess I need the help on the Venus side. So do I do Atmoscoop? And push for this? Or do I just Venus Soils and get that microbe pop? Atmoscoop is looking very appealing to me. So I'm going to Restricted Area first, pick up some titanium, draw a card. Plantation, just a cheap card, but it's going to enhance our viral enhancers. Then we come in here and we boop Venus twice. Extractor Balloons keeps getting those resources. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to bump my microbes next turn with the 2 I already have on it. So that's Gen 10. So for 11 and 12, I need Venus Soils and or imported nitrogen, which should be fine. At this point, I don't think I'm going to need a big asteroid, but we always have it to help close the gap if needed. I certainly don't think that we need the Venus Magnetizer, but I don't know, man. I feel like we have so many cards to fix all of our issues. Like, we're so rich in terraforming cards. This would be great. 1-point animal and a 1-point animal driver. But I actually think I have, like, too much going on. Like, unless I get meat industry, I don't need another oxygen. I guess I could, or ocean. I could skip on the one from Comet. I mean, it's so many points, right? These 1-point animals and large comet. We'll pick it up. We'll see what happens. Generally, I think that we would get more points if we picked up fewer cards. And with the money we save, we would put that into cities. We never end up getting good city cards. I did overlook... what did I overlook? I don't even know if I need the oxygen that bad. Given this and this. I overlooked the open city. It was offered to me quite early. And right now I'm wishing we had taken it. Ice asteroid. How do I get you? Maybe if I buy you for $2, but then get $4 back. And then what? And then nothing. And then nothing. Giant solar shade. I mean, look, I talked about Venus soil several times. I don't need the microbes anymore, but they do give us $2 back. But still, spending $5 extra to get plant income is just not even important anymore. Maybe it's greedy, but predators could start making points right now. Extractor balloons could use the extra floater starting next turn. But I could buy it now. Doesn't really make sense if I'm about to get giant solar shade though. Right? Let's just do predators. It'll enhance for a point, and then we can eat from nobody. And I'm gonna... I mean, tundra farming is almost never worth it, but it is 2 points. Like, you gotta respect the 2-point hustle here. Let's see what happens. I mean, the fact that our money income is still only at like 3, I feel is indicative that things are weird with this run. But who am I? Field Cap City is a very expensive city, but at least it comes with 3 plants, which is like half a greenery. GG producing, we don't need anymore. Keep buying cards. Earth Office. I mean, I'm just going to play it. It's $1, and it will be less likely to get messed up or calculated into what I'm doing if I just play it now. Let's giant ice asteroid. That'll basically close us off here because it's going to heat us all the way up to the ocean. Where would we put a field cap city? Probably like somewhere here where we can just surround it completely with greeneries. I don't know that we play pets first. It is discounted. Oh, I didn't even need... I don't know. Even though large convoy isn't needed, it still could be worth playing. Also, we only have 1 more heat income coming, so big asteroid right now is pretty viable. I wish I had better microbes, ones that are worth actually playing right now. Because if I had gotten money microbes or something, a lot of this stuff would have just popped off for us. Still, I really don't need the microbes from here. I'll still collect them for the $1. Extractor balloons doesn't need help to fire off a couple more times. It's cheaper to play Venus Magnetizer to wrap this up than Giant Solar Shade, which again just goes to show like how wild our terraforming is right now. And I could wait till next turn when I have steel to do this one. I can wait till next turn to do this as well. I mean, like, what am I even doing? I mean, I could get meat industry, so I could wait till next turn to do imported nitrogen. Do I just hold $42 for next turn? At least I'll do inert gas, right? That gets us closer to the TR cap that we want. You're going to pop off for a Venus bump. I mean, if I'm going to play this for 2 heat bumps, and then this will be an extra heat bump, I'm just going to hold $30 to next gen. It's fine. We can make the absolute peak decisions based on what happens from that. Grass is a lot of plants, but I don't think I need that. Medical lab could use the steel, but like, nah, dog. Let's come here. Let's have a look. Subcrust is a card draw and 2 points. It might be worth playing. I have a lot of steel. Again, if I get something like meat industry, 1 more card draw is paid for in spades. I didn't. I got like an absolutely useless card. So now I'm just sadly terraforming. But like, that's okay. That's how it goes sometimes, right? That's how the cookie crumbles. There's the 2 last heat bumps. Then we throw a... Oh, I accidentally used 1 too many steels. So now I'm going to have to use a plant. And sometimes selling the plant early is a big no-no. But that's fine. Let's Venus Magnetizer for that very last bump. And again, I didn't get meat industry or anything, so we'll just eat nothing. Well, I guess I could have imported hydrogen. I don't know that... I don't need Venus tags. I could have played floating habs and then gotten 1 extra floater. Basically, I have a bunch of cards that don't matter. I also should have played pets. But I didn't, and we're here now. So let's bring in this nitrogen into predators. We're trying to score as many points as we can. There's still an argument to be made that we could get a city. But instead of getting a city, I could just get 6 points from large convoy. So let's get 6 points from large convoy by putting greenery here, making a couple bucks, and even though we don't get the ocean, 4 predators plus 2 points on the cards is sick. Thermophiles could have also pushed our Venus right up the track. We do have viral enhancers, so playing pets is actually worth a point. The fact that we ended up getting nitrogen rich is kind of painful, because I would definitely have played this card. The other question is, can we play plantation? If we played plantation and we got 2 plants from it, the viral enhancers would give us the extra plant we need to get the full terraform or get an extra greenery. The problem is, of course, if we look around, there isn't that extra plant to be found. If I had sold a steel instead of a plant, I would have 2 fewer dollars. So who knows how that would have worked out. I can also sell this, play plantation, and get money back. In fact, I can get $6 back here. But $6 isn't actually enough to play pets. And it wouldn't give me a microbe or anything to get an extra $1. So I think the play is just a very boring plantation beside the city. And it's boring because you don't get to combo out for any very last minute benefits. Yeah, we're here though. We made it. 64 TR baby, full terraform, a decent city. 24 points on cards though is pretty nice. It's pretty nice. In fact, it's just enough. There you go. So just like that, Inventrix gets the 63 TR or more, 64, a full terraform, and over 100 points. Trifecta it is. Man, I'm so sad about this run, though, because we got things like viral enhancers and topsoil contract. I really was like, oh, we've got some pieces to push the microbe game. Like, we have the combo pieces, we just need the enablers. We got a couple cards to give us extra microbes, but by then we didn't even need help. Like, we terraformed so well that we had like a bunch of cards for more terraforming that we just didn't even play. And that's kind of stupid. I hedged my bets way too much in this game because I'm so used to getting to the end of the game and being like, well, I got offered an ocean in Gen 5. I guess my bad for not buying it. And then on the games where I do get offered all the cards and buy them all, you end up with extra ocean cards at the end, extra heat bumps at the end, extra Venus bumps at the end. You know the deal. I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.